Hello students, this is Dr. Pallavi Gupta. Today I will discuss what remedies are available for medical negligence under law of crimes. I will discuss under this topic about the topic certain duties of doctor towards patient, criminal liability of doctor under section 304A, 337, 338 of IPC, essentials under section 304A, 337 and 338 of Indian Penal Code, principles of criminal liability for medical negligence under the case of R versus Edmundo. This is the case of House of Lords and other case laws regarding criminal liability of doctors. Introduction. I will start this lecture with this श्लोक of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. कर्मण्यवाधिकार वास्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन. Meaning thereby we have a right to we have a right to perform our duties and not the fruits of our action. A doctor can assure the patient or his attendants that he would perform his duties diligently, but he cannot guarantee always that he can cure the patient. It is not the intention of law that Damocles' sword should be hanging always above the head of physician or surgeon. There is a clear-cut distinction between the medical negligence under criminal law, under civil law, and other consumer protection law. Rigorous tests are laid down under criminal law for proving criminal medical negligence, whereas the tests are much less rigorous under civil laws. So, meaning thereby we have already discussed in previous lecture what is medical negligence, what essentials are there. Now the question comes regarding remedies. What remedies are available under criminal law for medical negligence if it is occurred by doctor and patient or victim suffered with this negligence act of the doctor. So broadly the remedies is imprisonment and fine or both. So let us discuss about this medical negligence under criminal law. Lord Atkin in his speech stated that simple lack of care such as will constitute civil liability is not enough for purpose of the criminal law. There are degrees of negligence and a very high degree of negligence is required to be proved before the felony is established. Thus, for negligence to be an offence, the element of mens rea, means guilty mind, must be shown to exist, and the negligence should be gross or a very high degree. In criminal law, negligence or recklessness must be of such a high degree as to be held gross. So this is the observation of Lord Atkin, which he made in the case of Andrews versus Director Public Prosecution. So this is all about the opinion, observation, or the principle behind it. Although the main duty of the doctor is to serve the human being, but sometimes there may be sublapses, recklessness on the part of doctor, so that doctor be held liable under criminal law. In original Indian Penal Code 1860, it has no provision for punishment in these cases where a person causes death of another by negligence, especially in medical profession. To fill this gap, Section 304A was inserted in Indian Penal Code to cover these cases where a person causes death of another by rash or negligent act but there is no intention to cause death, no knowledge that their act will cause death. These cases are considered as manslaughter by negligence in English law. So here the element of mens rea is as such not actively involved. There are certain duties of the doctor towards patient that we should discuss very summarily. That doctor must have a or is a duty of care in deciding whether to undertake the case or not. Let us understand to prove the negligence on the part of doctor, whether it is a civil law under the criminal law, the relationship of the doctor and patient has to establish. The moment patient approach to doctor or hospital and they consulted, in that way the relationship established between the doctor and patient. So at that moment doctor is having a duty towards patient. So, a duty of care in deciding whether to undertake the case or not. Second, the duty of care in deciding what treatment to give. And third, a duty of care in the administration of that treatment, means what medicine should be prescribed, if any surgery is involved, what procedure should be there. So there is a procedure for this. So these are the duties of the doctors towards patient, whether it is a civil law or criminal law. These are same. Regarding criminal liability of doctor under section, let us understand what section 304A says, 337 says, and 338 what it says. So as per section 304A, which was not original part of was originally in IPC, which was inserted later. So it says that about rash or negligent act. Whosoever if we should know the language of this section. Whosoever causes the death of any person by doing any rash or negligent act not amounting to culpable homicide shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or with both. Meaning thereby, if there is a death of the person and the act of the accused is rash or negligent, but it is not amounting to murder, there is a punishment of imprisonment, of fine, or both. Under section 338, it says that let us say first 337, causing hurt by act endangering life or personal safety to others. Whosoever causes hurt to any person by doing any such act so rashly or negligently as to endanger human life or the personal safety of other shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 6 months, or with fine, or with both. Fine may extend to 500 rupees. And section 338 of Indian Penal Code says, causing grievous hurt by act endangering life or personal saving of others. Whosoever causes grievous hurt to any person by doing any act so rashly or negligently as to endangering human life or the personal safety of others, such act shall be punishable with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or which may extend to 1000 rupee, or with both. Meaning thereby, if criminal liability of the doctor held, then the doctor may be liable for imprisonment as well as fine, or both. But the element of rash and negligent is involved in all this section. The act of the doctor or the accused should be rash or negligent, and there should be a connection between the death and rash and negligent act of the doctor. So, if we consider what are the essentials under this section, means there must be health. Under section 304, there must be death of a person in question. Second, the act of the accused the act of the accused must be rash and negligent, and death was caused due to that rash and negligent act. But this act of the doctor is not amounting to culpable homicide, and there must be direct connection between the death and rash and negligent act. But under section 337 and 338, death is not necessary to prove. It's not always required, but there must be some injury, heart or grievous hurt, that is caused by the rash and negligent act of the doctor. So these are the certain duties of the doctor which I have already discussed. These are the duties, and the section we have discussed under this criminal liability of the doctor, under section that we have just discussed, and section 304A, 337, 338 that I have discussed, and that we have data essentials of these under section 304A, 337 and 338. These are the essentials which are required that we have already discussed. And now I will discuss one case law and that is of here. This is the decision of House of Lord. It says that to establish medical negligence for causing injury or death, general principle of law will apply whether or not the accused was in breach of duty of care owed to victim who had died. If so, the general principle of ex turpi causua shall apply. Ex turpi causua means an agreement to do unlawful act cannot be supported by law. I repeat, the general principle of law will apply, which says whether or not the accused was in breach of duty of care owed to victim who had died. If so, general principle of law ex turpi causua shall apply. Second, whether that breach of duty caused the death of the victim. If so, should that breach of duty be categorized as gross negligence and therefore is a crime. In this case, an anesthetist was convicted for gross negligence who had failed to notice during an eye operation that supply of oxygen has been discontinued, which resulted in the death of the patient. So according to these two principles, the doctor was held liable. Let us discuss some Indian case law regarding the criminal duty of the doctors. As in the case, although there is not much cases regarding this, there are some old cases under section 337 regarding this. That is the Bhargava Grippa versus Emperor. This is the case of 1960. Here in this case, doctor held liable for causing hurt by endangering life for administering an injurious drug to a person without knowing its nature or effect, and without care and caution or inquiry as to its properties, which caused serious illness to the patient, and doctor was held liable under section 337. Meaning thereby here the doctor had given such a drug which was injurious to the life, and doctor was not aware what is the nature and effect of that drug, and even he had not done any inquiry what shall be the effect and what are this he has not made the inquiry about the properties of its drug, and when he administered this drug to the patient, and it caused serious illness, and the life of the person was in danger. Finally patient was patient was felt ill. So doctor was held liable under section 337. And the second case is Ghulam Haider Punjabi versus Emperor. This is the case of 1915, and also this case is held the doctor liable under section 337. In this case, it was held here. The doctor was Hakim. He was not allopathic doctor, but he was Hakim. He performed an operation without taking even ordinary precautions and ignoring all norms. He was held guilty to causing hurt under section 337. So these are the cases which held doctor liable criminally under section 337. Liability of doctor under section 304. Before moving to 304A section, there is section 88 of Indian Penal Code. It gives some exceptions, which says that in case a qualified doctor perform an operation according to the recognized Indian method of treatment in good faith, with the consent and for the benefit of the patient with due care and caution, the doctor is exempted from criminal liability under section 88 of Indian Penal Code if the operation is unsuccessful and patient dies. Meaning thereby criminal Indian Penal Code on the one side held doctor liable criminally, on the another side, if it is done in good faith, then the doctor is protected under section 88. Now moving ahead under section 304, we'll discuss the first case is Kushal Das versus State of MP. Here the High Court of Madhya Pradesh held that here the doctor was Hakim, and of course the person who is Hakim, he must not be having knowledge of allopathic drugs, since he had no knowledge of penicillin injection, but he gave such injection to the patient, and which caused death of that patient. It was alleged. When it was alleged, the Hakim was held liable for section 304A under the evidence which was produced. And now we'll discuss the case of Jugan Khan versus State of MP. This is the case where case opposed to Supreme Court in appeal. So what happened in this case? Here the doctor was homeopathic registered doctor. Homeopathic registered doctor, he administered 24 drops of mother tincture, stramonium, and a leaf of dhatura to the patient, whose age was 20 years, who had been suffering from Jeunia worms for 6 weeks. After taking this medicine, she started feeling restless and felt ill and ultimately died. After the examination of the chemical examination of the stomach, liver, spleen and kidney, it was found no element of the poisons is there. No poison was detected in any of these organs. But the session court and high court held that this doctor, homeopathic doctor, is liable and convicted under section 302 of Indian Penal Code on the evidence which was produced by the uncle of the patient, of the deceased. It was held that death was caused due to an irritant, and court had been due, and the court and could not have been due, and that could have been due to giving dhatura. the Dhatura leaf which was given by administered by the registered homeopathic, the court says that the death of the patient was caused due to the Dhatura which was given, and and the evidence was produced like this. The court in the case was approached to Supreme Court in appeal. The Supreme Court held that the doctor administering poisonous to the patient without thoroughly studying what might be the effect of such medicine is liable under section 304A for causing death by rash and negligent act, not under section 304. The doctor administering poisonous medicines to the patient without thoroughly studying what might be the effect of such medicine is liable under section 304A, not under section 302. And the death was caused by rash or negligent act. Further, the court said stramonium and Dhatura leaf are poisonous. The doctor was registered as a homeopathic, and in homeopathic a Dhatura leaf is never administered to cure such disease. In no system of medicine as per evidence recorded, except perhaps in Ayurvedic system, the Dhatura leaf is given as a cure for Jivna worm. It seems that the appellant prescribed the medicine without thoroughly studying the effect of giving 24 drops of stramonium and a leaf of Dhatura. It is a rash and negligent act, therefore he is liable. And the next case of Ramnivas versus state of UP in 1998. It was the case where the doctor was not qualified. He was unqualified. He was not registered, and he administered injection resulting in the death of the patient. Doctor was held liable under section 304A for causing death by rash and negligent act. And in the case of Dr. Suresh Gupta versus Government of NCT of Delhi in 2004, the Supreme Court said, when the case approached in appeal to the Supreme Court under section 304, says that the Suresh Gupta, the appellant before the Supreme Court, was an accused under section 304A IPC for causing death of his patient. The operation performed by the doctor was for removing his nasal deformity. The magistrate who charged the appellant stated in his judgment that the appellant, while conducting the operation for removal of the nasal deformity, gave incision in a wrong part, and due to that blood seeped into the respiratory passage, and because of that the patient collapsed and died. The High Court upheld the order of magistrate, observing that adequate care was not taken to prevent seepage of blood resulting in asphyxia. The Supreme Court held that from the medical opinion adduced by the prosecution, the cause of death was stated to be not introducing a cuffed endotracheal tube of proper size as to prevent aspiration of blood from the wound in the respiratory passage. The Supreme Court held that this act attributed to the doctor, even if accepted to be true, can be described as a negligent act, as there was a lack of care and precaution. For this act of negligence, he was held liable in civil case, but it cannot be described to be as so reckless or grossly negligent as to make him liable in criminal case. For conviction in a criminal case, the negligence and restless should be of such a high degree which can be described as totally apathetic towards the patient, meaning thereby to held liable doctor criminally, the act of doctor must be proved rash and negligent, and the degree of negligence should be so high so that it can be considered as gross negligence. Only then doctor be held liable. As in the case of Jacob Matthew versus State of Punjab, this is a very famous case, and after the decision of this case, the scenario is totally changed to held doctor criminal liable. The Jacob Matthew case. In this case, the Chief Justice was R.C. Lahoti. It was the bench of three judges. They held that a doctor could not be prosecuted for a simple lack of care or error of judgment or accidental occurred during the treatment. So, let us understand what happened in this case. The deceased was admitted in private ward of CMC Hospital, Ludhiana. The patient felt difficulty in breathing on 22nd February 1995 at about 11 p.m. With much difficulty, two doctors, Dr. Matthew and Dr. Joseph, came to patient after a lapse of 20-25 minutes. An oxygen cylinder was brought and connected to the mouth of patient, but the breathing problem was increased. Further, the oxygen cylinder was found to be empty. No another cylinder was available that time. Another cylinder was brought from the adjoining room. However, there was no oxygen. There was no arrangement to make the gas cylinder function. By that time, another doctor came. That doctor also took 5 to 7 minutes, and this time was wasted. And due to this, and ultimately, the patient was died. Uh, Session Court framed the charges under Section 304A for causing death by negligence against both the doctor and nurses, and for non-availability of oxygen cylinder. High Court upheld the charges of the lower court. Doctor moved the Supreme Court against the decision of Punjab High Court. Supreme Court quashed the charges and said that it is not case of complaint that the accused, means doctor, were not qualified to treat the patient when he agreed to treat. It is a case of non-availability of oxygen cylinder, either because of the hospital having failed to keep available an oxygen cylinder, or the breach of, or the because of the oxygen cylinder being found empty. In such a condition, it is the hospital that may be liable in civil law, but the accused or doctor cannot be prosecuted under Section 304A of Indian Penal Code. So this is the turning judgment where it was held for just a error, cause just a error, or for just a minute error, and for the negligence of the hospital to make the arrangement proper, doctor should not be held liable criminally. If anyone want to get a remedy and to fix the negligence of the doctor, they can get remedy under civil law. So although the decision of this court was criticized, that it appears Supreme Court has taken the matter very casually, knowingly, and while that under the present condition, the hospital and doctors hardly take care of the patient life, and no times and no times they play with life of innocent and helpless patient. So meaning there were, although Supreme Court has given the direction that if they want to get compensation, they can approach under civil law, under law of torts, but to held liable criminally doctor, there should the only the act of rash and negligent should be there, only then doctor be held. So this is all about criminal liability of the doctor, as we have discussed section 304A, 337, 338. It says, all the section says there should be rash and negligent act. Second thing, that there should be death under 304A, and under section 337, 338 there must be some heart or grievous hurt that was caused by the rash and negligent act, only then doctor shall be liable. And it may be case of gross negligence, but the degree should be so high. So this is all about medical negligence. The remedies which are available under law of crime. And now the next lecture will be on remedies for medical negligence under law of consumer. Thank you for watching me. This is Dr. Pallavi Gupta.